The Entrepreneurial Journey Podcast. We're talking business and building a culture that's kick-ass. Where we make it happen, grab your seat, let's have a blast. At the Entrepreneurial Journey Podcast.
Hey Sam, welcome to the Entrepreneurial Journey Podcast. How are you today?
I'm brilliant, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. So you're the founder of the Social Hand Grenade, which is a fascinating name for a business. How did you come up with that?
I just thought it suited my personality quite well. As anybody that left a long-term corporate job,
Right.
first iteration of my company name was SNL Marketing Solutions, which is boring and grey and bland
Yeah.
and really corporate sounding. And
Yeah.
I learned quite quickly that that didn't really match who I was and what I was trying to do. So I changed it to something that kind of suited my personality a bit better.
All right then. Tell me about your corporate life. What did you do before you did what you're doing now?
I, again, sales and marketing for my whole career, but I worked for
Right.
companies like Carillion. In fact, that was the last proper corporate role I had just before it went
Wow.
bust. Promise that
Really?
wasn't my
You
fault.
left? No. Right, okay,
Not my
we
fault.
don't, we're not going to blame you then. Right.
No.
Okay.
B&Q. So I worked with the team that helped with the rebranding from B&Q.com to DIY.com.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and numerous corporate positions in between.
All right. What was it like at Carillion towards the end?
Yeah, interesting.
Mm,
They, as with most quite large companies, it was quite a box ticking exercise for anything to do with kind of mental health or anything like that. You know, I was leaving home at 6:30 in the morning and sometimes not getting home till 10 o'clock at night,
right.
traveling the whole country and trying to bring up 2 kids on my own at the time. So yeah, it was an interesting time.
Yeah. Yeah. Not good. Not good at all. Why did you leave? What was the catalyst that you went, stuff it, I'm off?
Well, they went under, they went bust.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
we went into work one day and they kind of went, yeah, the government's not actually going to bail us out. We're
Right.
we're going under, and that was it.
Now, would you have set up on your own had they not gone bust?
Probably not. You get
Ah.
kind of used to sitting in these corporate roles where
Mm,
you're kind of brainwashed into a thought that you have to have this salary behind you to make everything secure and nice and safe and fluffy.
mhm.
And the trappings you get with senior corporate roles are quite nice. You know,
Yeah.
the cars and the salary, and so they're all nice things to have.
Yeah.
But I had all of those at the detriment of my relationship with my children
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So they kind of did me a favour.
A lot of people, when I talk to business owners and they say, I've got to make redundancies, and they feel really terrible about making redundancies. And the day they stop feeling terrible when they making redundancies is the day I probably stop working with them, because they've turned into sociopaths. But anyway, what I say to them is, most of the time you're doing a lot of those people a favor, because they'll go off and they'll either start their own business, or they'll retrain, or they'll go, do you know what? This is a really good time to rethink. So, how much time did you spend rethinking, and at what stage do you think, right, I'm going to start my own business?
Um, I kind of jumped into contract roles initially
Okay.
because I wasn't sure. I wanted to be sure that when I went into a new job, it was going to be the right fit.
Yeah.
I didn't just want to jump into another job long term because I felt I had to.
Yeah.
And after 2 or 3 contract roles, I just kind of went, I don't need. I've got all of this experience,
Hmm.
and to be honest, the way my brain works, I can be all over the place and either hyper focused or not focused at all.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to fit myself back into a corporate box, it didn't feel right.
Right.
So I just thought, the best thing for me to do is to get away from the corporate, I'm going to try and shove you into this nice, neat little box life,
Yeah.
and kind of help startups and kind of SMEs and smaller companies just make a bit more of an impact.
Yeah. 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 Fair enough. Now, this is going out on a podcast. No, so not everybody's going to be able to see your background, but your background is full of books and DVDs. All right. So tell me about that.
I know it's a bit of an idiosyncrasy due to the fact that I do everything digital. So I'm a digital marketer and I help with content and how to get the most out of yourself online. But when it comes to stuff to watch and read and things, I like to have a
Mm-hmm.
physical copy. I like to be able to feel it in my hands still.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'll ever pass that. I think somewhere I've still got a box of old mixtapes. But I'm showing my age now, but yeah, a box of old mixtapes that I had from when I was a kid and things. Just
Brilliant.
can't let go of that whole physical copy
Well,
and the smell of a book.
I think Kindle should be made illegal.
Yes.
Yeah, and we should have a bonfire of Kindles because books. I'm 100% with you. You cannot replace that sensation of picking up a book and physically turning the pages.
There's nothing like it. I
No.
love doing it.
Yeah. No. Now, were you also of the generation that would sit and press record on the radio
On the top 40.
at the top on a Sunday night?
And you hear it back and all you'd hear is a song and then click, clunk, click
Yeah.
between songs because you're trying to get the words out. Yeah. That was me.
That was me too. You don't look old enough, Sam. I don't know what cream you're using, but still carry on using it because it's working. So yeah, used on a Sunday night, top 40, started at 6 o'clock, I think, didn't it, on a Sunday
Yeah.
night? Radio 1, you'd be there because you had to press two buttons at the same time, didn't you, to get
Yeah.
record? And the red record button was always a bit stiff.
Really stiff. Yeah. Honestly, kids do not understand how easy they've got it now. And then if your tape chewed up, and you'd have to pull it all out and then wind it with a pencil to try and get the tape back in. Yeah.
Yes, with a pencil. Somebody yesterday told me, now you're sitting down, so it's okay, 40 years since the album Thriller was released.
I have that on vinyl.
So I got Thriller on tape for my birthday, my 12th birthday, with, we called them a ghetto blaster in those days.
Yeah.
Don't even know whether you're allowed to use that term, but hey, I'm using it. And that was like the ultimate gift, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you were the coolest kid on the block because you had this ghetto blaster and you had the Thriller album.
Yeah.
Oh, so how the heck did you get into digital marketing? Because you're a traditionalist from the sounds of things.
I am, but because I've been in marketing for so long, you kind of see trends come and go, and you have to kind of stay on top of new trends.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're not going to get your business seen anymore.
No, it's true.
I mean, how many leaflets do you get through your door that you actually read?
None.
No, they tend to go straight into the recycle bin. I don't even look at them anymore.
No, it's
So
true.
that old traditional way of marketing doesn't really work anymore.
No.
And especially since lockdown and things happened, and kind of companies were forced to go online, you've got to get a little bit more creative about how you're going to make yourself stand out.
And what's the secret? Because there's so much noise. How when I've got so many questions. Let's start from the beginning. How do you stand out? Let's just take. I hate Instagram. Okay, I detest Instagram. Okay, it drives me up the wall. It's an utterly pointless platform. Okay,
It's fine.
Sell Instagram to me. Why would Instagram be good for a business, and what sort of business would it be good for?
Instagram is a really, really visual platform.
Yeah.
Some service-based industries do fairly well.
Okay.
I tend to find the ones that do really, really kind of smash it out of the park are the product type based,
Right.
because they can show their products and how their products are going to benefit their end user. So whether it's making your house smell nice because you've
Right.
got scented candles, or making you feel special and glamorous because you've got a jewellery line.
Yeah.
You can sell a lifestyle
Right.
on Instagram, which is what it's really good for.
Okay.
But also, again, it's the same with LinkedIn. You can put a bit of your personality in it.
You can.
People buy from people.
Yeah.
And it works the same with brands and companies as it does for people. You need to show what's unique about you and your offering. And whether you're a solopreneur, can't speak anymore, or whether you're an SME, it's the same. The most unique part of your company is the people that are in it.
Yeah.
I often ask people what their USP is, and they'll come back and say, "Oh yeah, we've got amazing customer service," or we use the best parts to build the best quality, whatever. Which I'm sure every other company in the world says is their USP.
Yeah.
And if everybody else is saying it, it's not a USP.
It's not. It's real. My favourite is lawyers. And they'll put on their website and all their marketing materials, we are a full service law firm and our lawyers are qualified to the highest standard. And that means we can do everything from cradle to grave and everything for your business. And we can sell your house and we can do this. And I'm like, nobody cares. Oh, and we've been established since 1871. Nobody cares.
You could have been established at the same time as Henry VIII.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter to me at all. What matters is how specifically you can help me do what I need to do.
Yeah.
And how simple that process will be.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as a marketer, here's a question. So my teenage daughter, my youngest daughter, was saying to me this morning in the car, she said, "Mum, look at this black sweatshirt. It costs 30 quid. Look at this same black sweatshirt with the logo on it. It costs 80 quid. I went, that's branding for you.
Yeah.
So what are your words of wisdom to small businesses about branding and marketing? What's the best advice you could give them?
Like, branding is much more than just a logo.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. A lot of small companies go, "Oh yeah, but I need a logo because that's how people are going to recognise me."
Yeah.
Branding is actually your company story. So your why and your benefits and everything in between, and your value system as a company.
Okay.
And that has to be across all of your messaging. So it's not just your logo, it's your colouring, your fonts, your core values, and how you tell people about that. Gucci, for example, if you're talking high-end luxury brands, do it really, really, really well. All of their advertising is out there and a bit wacky, and because they are a home for the misfits, the trendsetters, the people that don't fit in anywhere else.
That's why I own a Gucci watch.
That's it. It's a home for the individuals.
Ah, do you know that's really interesting because I can't afford Gucci clothes. I wish I could, But I love Gucci clothes because they're so different.
Yeah.
And I've had my Gucci watch for like 27 years. It was bought for me a long time ago and it still keeps going. And then I look at things like Louis Vuitton and I hate Louis Vuitton because it's so samey.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, that is the power of branding. Oh,
But
that's
it
so
is
cool.
across every single one of their ad campaigns. The story and the messaging is always the same. It's always out there. Like they did that one with a horse in the car. Woman
I
driving
don't
around in a convertible with a horse in a car.
right.
Or the one they did for the Year of the Tiger,
Uh-huh.
where there were lots of, quite unique looking individuals all around a house and all chilling out and doing cool things with just a tiger roaming around,
Cool.
like you would. But it's all because, they can be weird and they're unapologetically weird
Yeah.
because that's their home.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's imagine we've got a listener who's just left their big flashy corporate job. They've lost their car, they've lost their share options, they've lost their cozy pension, they've lost their paid holidays and their magic money that appears in their bank account once a month.
Yeah.
What's your best advice to getting started from scratch, from that moment of, right, I don't have a salary anymore, what do I do now?
If you want to start a business, don't overthink it.
Right.
In corporate, you're so used to second guessing yourself and going, but I have to present in this particular way because that's the way it's always been done. And if I dyed my hair a funky colour because I fancied it, my boss would look at me funny because, that's not what you do in corporate. You have to be really bland and fit in
Okay.
and forget all of that conditioning.
Okay.
If you want to do something, if you are good at something and you are passionate about something, start there.
Right.
Start talking about that
Right.
and build your brand around that. It's a lot more fun and you're much likely to be able to be consistent at it if what you're doing is something that you enjoy and something that you like talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.